Okay, bros. We are here for your weekly NXT Fix, featuring the ever so popular Bro Ratings. Now, here's your host.
Okay, bros. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. We're here for your weekly NXT Fix, because on Thursdays we wear yellow, and we're gonna enjoy a nice Coke Zero. Nice. So, NXT this week should have been called NXT Tag Team Edition because, it was chock full of tag team action. We opened up tonight with a second round matchup of the Dusty Cup, and it featured Drake Maverick and Killian Dain versus MSK, that's right, Nash Carter and Wes Lee. Pretty good opening contest. Now that we've seen MSK, we know what they're about. High-flying, fast-paced action. They meshed pretty well with Drake and Killian. Just wasn't as much as MSK's debut. It didn't bring that same fire as their first match did. And Drake and Killian, it makes sense. They've been a team in NXT for a little while, but I was really hoping August Gray and Kurt Stallion won that first round matchup, so we could have maybe gotten a better second round matchup here. Nonetheless, it was still a pretty good opener. MSK got the 1-2-3. They are advancing into the semifinals of the Dusty Cup, and we're going to give that one a 7.3 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on, we had Mackenzie interviewing Kurt Stallion. Kurt Stallion said he was driving 19 hours making towns, and now he has the rocket strapped to his back, and he's coming for that Cruiserweight Championship. Match number 2 this evening was a Women's Dusty Cup Classic first round match featuring the Robert Stone brand returning with Aliyah and Jessi Kamea versus Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. And oh my gosh, Dakota Kai has changed her hair color to fuchsia. Come on. Who doesn't like that? It looks awesome. So, this was, I can't say a complete squash match because Aliyah and Jessi Kamea did get some offense in. That was good. But there was a double hot tag. Jessi Kamea got tagged in. Raquel got tagged in. Raquel just flattens her with a clothesline, picks her up for the one-handed powerbomb. 1-2-3. Dakota and Raquel advance. We're going to give that one a 7.1 on the Bro Ratings. Moving on, we have a little backstage interview. Austin Theory was being interviewed and says, you know what? The Way does not even mention Kushida after he recently beat and pinned Johnny twice in a row. And Johnny, Candice, and Indy Hartwell were freaking out. And Johnny says, we don't say his name. And Austin Theory said, well, it's almost like the curse when you say Kushida's name. And he goes, we don't say either of those things. They're freaking out backstage. Then we see Scarlett Bordeaux, and she's reading tarot cards. And she says, fall and pray. So there's some hidden meaning there. We'll see what happens with that. It's almost like perhaps are they talking about how Karrion Kross took out both Ashanti Adonis and Desmond Troy, and they fell down and they were out of the tournament last week? I don't know. It's almost as if these cards are going to mean something, but what are we talking about here? Are they trying to say that we're going to have a 10-year-long feud between Karrion Kross and Desmond Troy? Come on! Who would actually predict something like that? I bet there's no one out there that would predict something that ridiculous. Unbelievable. All right, bros. We then had Tegan Knox doing a little training sesh with Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. That was pretty cool. Kind of see her maybe getting back into things here. You know, we missed Tegan. We'd love to see her back soon. Next matchup we had was Tyler Rust with Malcolm Bivens versus an unnamed guy. Maybe I heard some announcers call him Rios. Perhaps Rios. I don't know. The guy looked pretty decent, but just give me a graphic on the screen with his name. Come on, NXT. Announce his name even. It doesn't matter. Like, make something up. You want to call him Chris Rios or something like that. I don't know. It's just a name I just made up. I mean, give me something here. You know what? This is a better starting point for Tyler Rust. I mean, the guy's fantastic. Rust, you could tell he's a seasoned veteran, does some great kicks, great submissions. I mean, the guy's good, and Rios got some action in, so not half bad here. But at the end, Tyler Rust got the submission in the, whatever they call it, I know it as the Rings of Saturn. Tyler Rust is on the rise now. We're going to give this match a 6.8 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we had another second round matchup for the Dusty Cup, and this was Kushida and Leon Ruff versus the GYV. We're talking the Grizzled Young Veterans, Zach Gibson and James Drake. And this really broke open NXT tonight, NXT Tag Team Edition tonight. And this was the match that we were waiting for. Kushida, Ruff hitting all their big moves. Grizzled Young Vets hitting all their big moves. Some false finishes here. You didn't really know who was going to win because there was no shenanigans involved. You thought for sure Gargano or Theory was going to come out, but no. They let this match play out clean, perfectly done. Grizzled Young Veterans hit the ticket to Mayhem for the 1-2-3, advancing to the semifinals. And after the match, then Gargano and Theory came out. They attacked Kushida, Ruff, and Dexter Lumis appears. So we're going to see where that one goes. But good stuff. Grizzled Young Vets moving into the second round, as they should. I'm predicting them to most likely win this Dusty Cup tournament here. But we'll see how it plays out. This match, though, we are going to give a 8.3 on the bro ratings. Moving on, we now have your 1-minute figure review. Okay, bros, we have our 1-minute figure review tonight featuring Pete Dunne. That's right, the bruiserweight. And as you can see here, first time in the line, this is Pete Dunne's rookie figure here. This was a collector's edition, as you can see on the bottom here. I'll zoom in a little bit. Collector's edition, Target store exclusive Pete Dunne. You have the entrance jacket. This is like original NXT UK champion Pete Dunne. Maybe even before that, maybe in that tournament. Extra set of hands. I mean, let's get a zoom in on that face. I mean, it just looks fantastic. Pete Dunne, collector's edition, Target exclusive. Came out somewhere around series, I don't know, 67, 68. Good stuff, Peter Dunne. Now, a lot of people have been asking about this HWF. Yeah, we have a tip that the HWF tapes have been tracked down to somewhere in New Jersey. And now we hear we have to talk to Vince? Come on, bros. You really think we're going to get in touch with Vince McMahon? This HWF thing could be a rabbit hole not worth going down. Now, back to me. And we're back. We resume NXT this week. Kurt Stallion attacked backstage. Clearly, it was Legado del Fantasma. William Regal confronts Santos Escobar, who said, hey, we didn't do it. We were here all along. We can vouch for each other. Yeah, okay, of course. Well, William Regal says, your match versus Stallion for the Cruiserweight Championship will happen next week. And if something else happens to Stallion between now and then, You're all going to have some serious consequences. They laugh about it. Then Escobar picks up the Cruiserweight Championship, and there's a card underneath it. And it was a tarot card. And on it, it says, "The end is near." Oh, boy. Well, Santos Escobar says, "Ha, ha, ha, yeah, that's right. The end is near. Happy hour ends at 10. I am liking where this one is going. You'll see in my predictions at the end of this video. Then we have an in-ring interview. It's Toni time. Toni Storm comes to the ring and says, you know what? She's defeated Io before, and now she wants to hurt you and take that title from you. Well, Io comes out. She arrives and says she'll fight Toni anywhere because, Toni, I don't like you. And she takes out Toni Storm, but then Mercedes Martinez comes out. She takes out Io, holds up the women's title. Toni gets back into the ring. Io takes them both out with a drop kick, and it was just madness. Well, Io was then still beating on Mercedes in the ring, hit her patented moonsault, and Toni Storm pulls Mercedes out of the ring, only to headbutt Mercedes, and then Toni goes back in the ring, beats up Io, hits her with 3 butt bombs in the corner, takes out Io Shirai, and holds that NXT Women's Championship. So here you go. We now have a clear path to the next NXT Women's Championship match, and it's a triple threat. Great stuff. Who would not want to see that matchup? So this in-ring interview and brawl is going to get a 7.0 on the Bro ratings. Moving on, we have a look at Imperium. And Alexander Wolf said, my arrival is just the beginning. Could we see Walter in NXT? I mean, we are hoping so. Undisputed Era backstage says they have their hands full with Ciampa and Thatcher, but as a team, Undisputed Era is better, and that's undisputed. Next match was Isiah Swerve Scott versus Bronson Reed, and not his lizard around his neck. I mean, it's clear. NXT, thank you so much for watching and listening to this YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate it from myself and all the bros out there who watch NXT in our group here. We appreciate that you take our advice seriously, and you can tell they're listening to us right here. Think about it. Bronson Reed, Isiah Swerve Scott brought their A-game. Now this is who Bronson Reed should be fighting. Give me more matches of Bronson Reed versus Swerve. Great stuff. I thought Swerve was going to win this one. He hit the 450. He did that side kick. It was great stuff. But Bronson Reed levels him with a clothesline. Hits the tsunami for the 1-2-3. Good stuff between these two. And we're going to give that one an 8.1 on the Bro ratings. Moving on to our main event of the evening. Kyle O'Reilly and the NXT champion Finn Balor versus Oney, Twoey, Oney Lorcan, Danny Burch, non-title match. It was good. Balor's amazing. Kyle O'Reilly's amazing. I think Oney and Danny are serviceable workers, and it's just their tag team championship run has to come to an end. Them main eventing an NXT show, it's not my cup of tea, but the action was good. Balor hit some great moves. O'Reilly hit some great moves. O'Reilly got the win. Got the submission. Got the tap out. I think it was Danny in the heel hook. Tapped him out. O'Reilly and Balor win. And then O'Reilly points to Balor. Pete Dunne is climbing on the apron. Oney Lorcan pulls O'Reilly out, smashes him into the barricade, and Pete Dunne and Balor start brawling. Oney jumps in. They're all beating Balor down, and at the end, Pete Dunne is holding Balor's fingers, and he breaks them. He breaks the fingers! Unbelievable. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly come out to make the save, and they all stand there looking at Pete Dunne, Oney, and Danny on the stage. And obviously we're going to Pete Dunne and Finn Balor, and no one's going to complain about that championship matchup. So, this match is going to give us an 8.2 on the Bro ratings. So that means your match of the night is a prior Dusty Cup match between the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Kushida and Ruff. Barely edging out the main event for your match of the night. So that means we had 7 matches and in-ring segments, giving us an average Bro rating of 7.54 tonight. Little better than last week. Overall, pretty good show, bros. Now, predictions for next week. So, numerous matches already announced for next week, and you heard it here. This is what's going to happen. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez will defeat Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. The underdog story has come to an end. Sorry, Casey and Kaden. We will also have Lucha House Party advancing in the Dusty Cup. They will defeat Legado del Fantasma. And in what's most likely going to be the main event, the Undisputed Era will defeat Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. I know it's a great pairing between those two, but the Era Boys are moving on in this tournament. And for the Cruiserweight Championship, I said it last time, I'm going to say it again, your winner and new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Kurt Stallion, will defeat Santos Escobar via an appearance by Karrion Kross and or Scarlett Bordeaux. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Jimmy the Gibson. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. And we will see you next week. Unless you're watching the Royal Rumble this Sunday. One of my favorite all-time events. And you know I will be checking this out, hoping for some surprise NXT run-ins. See you at the Rumble. Later, bros.